trundle its way into the night. I went to bed, but though I was tired, I had trouble falling asleep. Part of it was sleeping in a strange place. This house had not been our house when I was growing up, so aside from visits, I'd never slept here for long. Part of it was worrying about my grandfather. My bed was next to a window on the upper floor, so periodically I would peek out to see if I saw any sign of his return. The moon wasn't full, but was still bright enough to shine off the lawn and the trees that grew thick as they became woods in the forest. It was beautiful. I knew my parents had loved it there. Still, it was too remote for my taste, and if they hadn't lived so far out of town, they probably wouldn't have gotten killed coming back from a movie. The thought made me angry, so I pushed it aside. Picking up my tablet, I started reading, and before I knew it, I was asleep. I'm not sure if it was the rumbling engine, the squeak of my grandfather's side door, or some internal sense that something had changed. But I woke up sometime later and looked out the window again. I saw my grandfather standing at the rear of the SUV, looking around for a couple seconds before opening the back hatch. At first, I couldn't see anything due to the angle, but when he reached in and started pulling out the body, I saw more than I wanted. It was a woman, and as I watched, he pulled her out enough to pick her up in his arms and began carrying her into the trees. I know it was nighttime and there was a distance of probably 50 yards, but I could see it all very clearly. And with her hanging arms and lolling head, it was so clear that the woman was either deeply unconscious or dead. I felt panic well up in my chest. I didn't know what to do. Should I call 911? What if I was mistaken? He was trying to help her. Maybe she was drunk. But if he was trying to help her, wouldn't he have either carried her to a hospital or at least brought her inside rather than carrying her into the woods? It was all so strange, and the longer he was gone out of sight, the less real it seemed. So I did nothing. I sat by the window looking out for a number of minutes, and then just when I was about to give up, he came back into view, empty-handed and picking his way between the trees as he approached the car. He shut the back hatch on the SUV with a shake of his head and looked up, right at where I sat in the window. When I first saw the body, I had been careful to stay low, slightly back from the window. But time and shock had led to me paying less attention for how visible I was as I waited for him to return. There was no doubt he saw me now. As if to confirm it, he lifted his hand and gave me a small wave. Feeling a strange combination of embarrassment and horror, I waved back. As I'm writing this, it's the next morning, and I've spent the last several hours deciding what to do or say to him while listening out for the slightest creak of the floor or turn of the knob. He may not know I saw the woman, and I guess there could be some benign explanation, though that seems unlikely at this point. Either way, I hear and smell him cooking breakfast, and he's going to be knocking on my door soon. I love my grandfather, but I don't trust him. Not anymore. I think I'm going to try and talk to him, but at the first sign of trouble, I'm out the door. If I have more to report, and am able to do so, I'll write again soon. I left off while I was still upstairs trying to decide what to do. I had considered just waiting for my grandfather to come up and get me for breakfast, but the idea of him in the doorway of the only exit from the room made me nervous. I wound up just getting dressed, putting my keys in my wallet in one pocket and a small folding knife in the other, and heading downstairs. He was still at the stove when I entered the kitchen, and despite my fear, I could feel my stomach grumble at the smell of eggs, bacon, and coffee that permeated the air. Not that I could trust eating any of it, but my stomach wasn't concerned with trivial matters like rat poison and antifreeze. He turned and gave me a nod as I made my way to the table. Good morning. I was going to go up and get you in a few minutes. Hope you're hungry. Nah, not too much. I lied. My stomach has been weird this morning, so I think I'm just going to have to wait. It smells great, though. I sat down in a chair where I could face him and reached the door outside toward the living room quickly if things went south. He nodded his head and kept poking at the eggs. Well, that's a shame, but it'll be here for you if you feel up to it a bit later. He set the pan of eggs on an unlit burner and turned to face me, his expression slightly concerned. Don't think you're getting sick, do you? I shook my head, weighing different lies and excuses. But I finally decided this was good enough of an opportunity as I was going to get to broach the topic of what I had seen the night before. I've just been a bit worried since last night. I saw you when you came back last night. My grandfather was nodding already, so I pushed on. I saw all of it, not just when you came back from the woods. I saw the woman you had. His expression didn't change at first, but after turning off the stove and taking a seat across the table from me, I saw a mixture of worry and sadness on his face. I thought you most likely had, and I know how something like that must look. I don't want to frighten you by approaching you about it, and if I'm honest, I was hoping you would miss the first part. Not the way I wanted you to find out about all this. He rubbed his mouth and gave me a nervous smile. Still, I was half afraid you'd be gone when I woke up this morning, or there'd be police out there. I know you can't trust me right now, but giving me the chance to explain means a lot to me. I nodded. His words were said in an even and reasonable tone, but I couldn't help but feel a dull dread growing in my stomach. A part of me had hoped that he would deny everything and convince me that it was a dream or a mistake. Instead, he was confirming that it happened. And I'd be lying if I said he wasn't intimidating even in his kindest moments. He was very intelligent and half a foot taller than me, and the last couple of days have been proof enough that age had slowed him very little. Last night, he carried that woman without any signs of real effort, carried her lifeless body out into the dark to... Come back to me. I know this is frightening. I can tell you that you have no reason to be afraid of me, but how much is that worth right now? Very little, I suspect. So, let me explain the best I can. All I ask is that you listen to the entire thing, and at the end of it all, if you want to call the police or leave or whatever you think is best, I will be fully cooperative. I need you to hear the entire thing because some of it's going to sound very strange.
Oh my god.
Okay? I leaned back in my chair, my head pounding. This was the point where I had to make a decision to give him a chance or not. Whether to risk myself even more or not. On one hand, I could run and call the cops. On the other, I could hear him out, and in theory, still do that if I didn't like or believe what he told me. Still.
I mean, yeah, I'm
What
sorry.
did you think? And he raised an eyebrow. I shrugged.
Oh,
I'll hear you
Billy.
out. I want you taped on that chair before we start. I can't risk this being a trick.
Look,
or
I have a cut in the
it's
side of
not
my lip and I
going your
can't
way.
open my mouth as
He
big as I
wants to
want
attack
to.
me.
Why?
I could see the hurt in his eyes, but I pushed
Sure.
past it.
Right there.
I want to
hurts.
believe you, to trust you, but you know, it's the smartest thing
You
to
looked
do.
up, I'm like, what you looking at?
You
Because
got it.
you looked down.
It is.
Nothing.
I'm
I
proud
just
of
got
you
like,
thinking of it. I just hate that it comes to that.
I look down
Yeah,
at
right
my
here.
thoughts.
Yours.
I like that.
It's in the living room.
Yeah.
I think it'll be on the table by itself.
Have fun.
Standing up slowly, I backed into the living room and grabbed the tape.
I'm good.
Fearful for the 5 seconds he was out of sight.
Saw you.
But he was waiting in the same spot when I came back in, and he sat still while I put layers of tape around his chest and arms, securing him firmly.